Well, it's over. Well,
finally.
It's a month over.
Well, now a month today, actually.
Oh, yeah. New York Comic Con 2012, post-mortem video from us at Third Rate Minion.
Yes, we're going to talk about how much better we did from last year.
Yeah, how awesome we are.
Well, maybe not that. We're not that awesome. Along with the games we played, what we liked about it, what we didn't like about it. And there's a lot to talk about, so we'll just get straight to it.
Yep. First things first.
How much better we did this year, starting off with the intro animations, the outros. I animated these with...
Tune your own horn.
Yeah, hey, people seem to like them. And it was based off of Batman the Animated Series intro.
Yep, and the music was, in fact, Batman the Animated Series for the Game Boy. It's not Batman for the Game Boy, it's Batman the Animated Series for the Game Boy.
And we don't know how we're going to top it for the next event.
Yeah, there's a YouTube video that has the whole soundtrack on it. That's where we kind of took the music from.
We're going to go to PAX East in a couple months. We don't know how we're going to top this end.
Well, not even that, but next year. Next
Comic-Con, I don't even know. Forget it.
Are we do Green Lantern? Do they have an introduction for that?
I don't even know.
The Justice League. Or
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which seem to be everywhere.
I'd like to see you try and make the introduction to
Let's not do that.
Okay.
Javits Center was actually completed last year. There was construction, so it was kind of shimmied around.
Yeah, by the way, Javits Center, please find a way to label your doors.
They say go to the green door if you got your tickets already, or your badge already. And there's nothing. No, it was green. Because everything had green on it, and we kept asking you, these are the green doors. These are the green doors. At least have someone wear a green shirt or something.
They eventually had people wearing colored shirts, but I don't even think those were labeled right either.
I don't know. It was frustrating because there was like a whole set of doors that would just lead right into the convention, and they were blocked off for some reason. Also,
as a word of critiquing, when you have panels, don't have a panel in the middle of the open. There was a panel located like where the autographs
music
were.
was and autographs, and it was really loud.
I mean, Terry Pratchett was there. And he's a soft-spoken Englishman,
and it's hard for him.
And you know, it was very hard for people that I know who went to that to hear what he was saying because there was some yapper over in the other direction talking. Nothing against the person who was yapping, but case in point.
Anyway, so we have
bigger areas. Also, a Walking Dead room, just dedicated to Walking Dead. If you're going to have a video,
again, the show was again sponsored by Walking Dead. This is the second year I've seen it.
Yeah, and if you're going to have a panel at 5 o'clock. Dedicated to The Walking Dead, just forget about going to any of the previous endeavors because everyone is going to be there for Walking Dead. When you went last year...
Yes, I went by myself on Thursday, and then we both went on Friday, which did a lot of the majority of our work on it.
Yeah.
This year we both went on Thursday and Friday, and I think that definitely improved our quality overall.
Yeah, and we could have gone a third day, but when it comes to going to the end of a particular day, and you go, I don't know what to do now.
Then it's time.
I think you're kind of done.
In retrospect, we could have gotten better footage for some of the games we showed.
Yeah, some of the games were we had some iffy footage.
And also we could have gotten more footage of some other games, God of War Ascension, and stuff like that. We could have gotten more footage like that. And also Tekken for the Wii U.
Yeah. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves there. The other thing was, one of the things I noticed that less interviews, less people to talk to.
Yes. I don't know why that was. We just couldn't seem to find people to interview. A
lot of the people we hung out on the Nintendo booth a lot because that's where the majority of the footage we have stems from. A lot of the people there were really just reps and attendees.
Yeah.
Not really people who were involved with the game process or even the release of the game.
Now, we were able to talk to some, when I did... karting, Little Big Planet karting, one of the attendees was very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And he was able to tell me a lot of information that we didn't get
the people,
as opposed to this Soul Sacrifice character who pretty much said, oh yeah, here's the game, play it.
He just gave me the game and made me play it. But I guess we should just start getting into the games now. We've been talking for a bit about our overall experience. The only two people we had fully interviewed were Aaron Weber, who he gave commentary on Sega and All-Stars. Sega and All-Stars Racing Transformed. That's actually the highest views as of this day.
Yeah,
and it was apparently everyone likes Danica Patrick.
good for her. People keep asking, "Oh, is Wreck-It Ralph there?" It's like, no,
he wasn't there.
It wasn't the final game. It was just demos.
And the other person was Fernando from D3. He was there to show off Adventure Time.
Yeah.
He wouldn't let us film any footage.
Which is disappointing because some people on YouTube, I think we're just other players, did put their stuff on.
But we got a good interview. It was nice to talk with him. And that game comes out very soon. In fact, a lot of the games that we're talking about right now come out within about a week or are already out. So, without further ado, let's talk about the games. First things first, let's talk about the first-party companies. Sony, let's do Microsoft, because Microsoft was going out of the way.
Microsoft just had Halo 4, and there was lines around the booth like crazy, and all the time.
It was always Halo 4,
and it was always Halo 4. I mean, it's a great game. It looks amazing.
No bigger than the room. It was no bigger than the room we're sitting in right now, which is about 10 by 20, 10 by 10.
But we couldn't why would we go in there just to? When we go to record, we should have recorded footage.
We should have gotten footage, but we didn't.
That was one of the things we could have done if we came back again.
Yeah, but the fact is, there was a lot of people in line. But that's it. I mean, last year they had like multiple games from
they had Xbox arcade
games.
They had
they had a third-party game, Mass Effect 3, and all stuff. But this year, just Halo 4. It's obvious that Microsoft kind of is in this zone where like we can just release. This is the only game we're going to care about,
and that's the only game we're going to need to release.
Yeah, apparently
because how much money they put into that game. That game has to sell.
Yeah, the first quadruple A game in the video game industry. We'll find out how that works out.
I'm really worried about the development
But
costs.
that's another discussion altogether. So now we go to Sony. Sony had a presence this year.
Last year they didn't.
Everything
that was coming out this year and a little bit of next year was at their booth.
They
had PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale. I got it right.
Yep.
On one side, both for the PlayStation 3 and the Vita.
And they were kind of set up on like this arcade machine.
Yeah,
so.
they actually looked like arcade machines.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it was like a three-way. In the middle, they had a lot of Vita games.
It was about 8 or so.
Yeah, and then on the other side, they had Little Big Planet karting with the normal controller and the weird ass controller,
which was a topic I don't want to get into because you'll get ranty. But after that,
right next to it was like a cathedral almost.
Yeah, a cathedral.
Okay, pillars.
A temple.
Thank you, of God of War Ascension, and we could have done that, but we didn't.
We probably should have got footage
because it was an old E3 demo and. But when we went through the second day, I was like, okay, we'll record it on Friday. And we got there, and there was people wrapped around Sony's booth, and we're like,
we can't do
that.
We can't. What was your favorite Sony game?
Based on what I played at the show, I kind of like PlayStation All-Stars, just because, I like that whole party battle thing.
I was iffy
It is slow, and I do think that there's some kind of strange animations flowing in there.
It still shakes me a bit up to see that the game is not comparing it to Smash Bros. Directly, folks, but if I were to say Smash Brothers, but the final smashes are the only way you get kills. That's what it feels like to me.
And from playing Melee, not Melee, Brawl, with the final, and it doesn't seem to work properly. But it is an interesting turn on. I don't like how they're going after the battle, like they're literally beating into their head, saying this is for tournament players.
Anyway, and
but the game I really liked.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't play it, but you played it.
Yeah.
Soul Sacrifice.
Soul Sacrifice was very good. It was very much like Monster Hunter, which we didn't get to yet. But the Monster Hunter, it played like that, but more action-based. And I had no idea what I was doing because it was all in Japanese. But
and the attendee wasn't really helpful.
Yeah, but it looked fun. Not really a lot of exploration, just kind of headed into the boss battle.
Demo.
Yeah, I think it looked good. Got great promise. Definitely something to pay attention to. Just warning, it's a bit macabre. So if you care much for violence, that's something to consider. Now, anyway,
karting was nice, but it had to feel like you like karting games.
So then we go to Nintendo, which had a much larger presence. Last year they had about the same presence.
Well, it was big thing was Zelda, and Zelda and 3DS was a big thing for them. But this year they had Wii U's everywhere, pretty much, and like 4 kiosks set up for the 3DS.
Now they had less third-party games for the 3DS, which is a bit telling, a bit concerning. Adventure Time and Epic Mickey were the only two there.
Epic Mickey looks amazing in 3D.
Yeah, the demo's available on the eShop in case you didn't play it yet, and
I didn't get a chance to play Adventure Time.
I played like Legend of Zelda 2, Link's Adventure, and then a little bit more crazy and a little more item management. And then after that, we also had one of the newest game announcements Nintendo made was Crashmo, and that was there.
A sequel to Pushmo, which was hard. We were like, we'll just play a few stages. And we're playing, and the attendee's making fun of us the whole time. She's like poking at us, you think you're going to get through this? I'm like, yeah. And then we're like, no, you're right. Right. I can't.
Kudos to her, because she at least made it interesting to keep playing.
But it was...
don't forget Paper Mario.
Paper Mario was really good there. And Luigi's Mansion. And controls for Luigi's Mansion are a little bit more harder to get into. And also, you definitely have to play the 3D on that game, because I couldn't tell where ghosts were. That was my biggest issue.
Okay, so without going through every game, we got the Wii U beanie here.
From playing the Wii U.
And then, what was your favorite game on the Nintendo booth in terms of the Wii U?
I liked Nintendo Land. I really liked the easy to play. I liked Wii Sports Resort. I really liked that. Yeah. So I like this. My only concern is that they might be too simple, like with the Zelda Battle Quest.
You mean minigame collection's too simple? But the fact is, you'd think that hopefully that all the bosses are the same. Or I was really annoyed because they had a full playable version of Nintendo Land at the event,
and you couldn't play it. They kept playing Metroid on it.
Yeah, those attendants sound like they were continually saying the same thing
over and over again. And I'm concerned about the Wario game.
Game Wario,
because it's again 12 mini games, much like Nintendo Land. And WarioWare was about having like 60 microgames, or a ton of microgames, that was just like boom, 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 and it showed off innovation in each game and craziness.
This one doesn't really show that.
This one doesn't really do that. Yeah. And it's kind of negates, though. I mean, there's so many minigame collections out there. And now there's like Rabbids and everything.
Yeah, and in terms of my favorite game, I think I have to agree, Nintendo Land was very good. We only played Rayman Legends for a short period of time.
Yeah.
But I also liked Wonderful 101. The problem was I was in line for like an hour before I got to play it, and having to be behind five, six people, I watched the same demo, and I played the same demo. So by the time I played, I didn't really want to play it anymore.
There was also, I was going to play Zombie U.
Oh, and by the way, most of the demos are E3 demos.
Yeah.
So the problem is that we were playing the E3 demos that we've seen videos over and over again. Mind you, we've never actually been to any of those Wii U experiences or any other press events.
Shame, but
so this was all our first time, but by then, we'd already seen everything there was.
Zombie U I played. That was fun, too. Definitely looks like it's going to be paranoia as you play that game.
Yeah, I don't understand.
And I played Scribblenauts.
Oh, and Scribblenauts
Unlimited. Scribblenauts Unlimited. There is a lot of customization when you create your own item. I made a penguin umbrella that you could ride and fly around like a jet, and it was also flammable, and it also was explosive, and it was nuclear. You can change one of the settings. It's nuclear. And I, boom, wiped out the whole screen, and I died.
Yep, and by the way, check the Giant Bomb Quick Look EX for Scribblenauts Unlimited. That goes through a lot of what we were discussing about it.
And there was another game. Oh, there was Batman.
We didn't put Batman. Who played Batman? It's not the same game. It's not the same content. Doesn't matter. I don't care for it.
Pikmin 3. I love Pikmin. I didn't play the demo because I basically watched and analyzed that footage to crazy.
To crazy.
Yeah, I'm to crazy. There's a level on the status quo.
There's crazy. Status quo is not the phrase either, but whatever. After all,
crazy.
You're crazy. Now speaking of Nintendo, what's that thing over here with the?
What's it called? Dark Horse Books is publishing the Hyrule Historia in America.
They publish books about dark horses?
They're doing one about Hyrule.
Oh,
about the history of Zelda and some old artwork. And it was released in Japan, I think, like last year. And it was because it was the 25th anniversary of Zelda. And it was everyone really wanted it. Well, they're bringing it to America, finally. And they were handing these little things out.
That's like the best swag of the show.
Yeah, it's the wooden sword. And on the back it has the old guy saying, "It's dangerous to go alone, take this." Awesome. It's a bookmark. It's really sturdy. I'm definitely going to be using this with the Hyrule Historia.
Sure you will.
I just dropped it.
You lost it. You'll never see it again. I guess you won't be using it.
Other swag we got.
What about what's other swag we got? Is what you're wearing?
Oh yeah, here it is. This is the next segue to our next.
Yeah, third party stuff. First things first. Capcom once again has a big presence.
Resident Evil 6 was a big thing.
I don't even know why Resident Evil 6 was there. It's out.
Okami was there.
Okami HD was there.
They showcased the new Darkstalkers.
Darkstalkers Resurrection. One thing I noticed that there's a big New York fighting games community. So I'd say this is expected at this point.
They also announced that they might be making a new one.
Yeah, it's kind of a teaser, which means expect a fighter in late 2013
as we'd expect.
As Darkstalkers. Anyway, what is this shirt you're wearing?
I'm wearing a shirt for Monster Hunter 3.
Oh yeah, can you show them the logo?
I don't know. Is the word?
There. Okay.
But yes, playing Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, was it?
Yeah, Ultimate.
We got t-shirts. I'm wearing mine. Now, what happened was you could play the Wii U version or a 3DS version.
Yeah, the 3DS version was much easier to play because there was a line for the Wii U version. They only had 2 units there. One was playing it at
their booth, and then there was a whole separate room dedicated to that and some other games.
Yeah, the one at the actual show floor I think only had a 10-minute limit. And the one in the room had a 20-minute limit.
Yes. Now, we had a problem when we walked in there. We were going to record some footage of the game.
Yeah.
And we walked in, and this guy was in the middle of fighting the boss,
the hardest boss in the game.
He was fighting it, and we're like, oh, yeah, this guy's doing pretty well, but he's going to kill the guy. So it's not recording. We'll record the next guy. Went on for 8 minutes. He finally kills it, and we're like, wow, he did pretty good. Okay, let's hope the next guy's is good. Next guy gets his armor changed, walks out into battle, massacred within seconds.
Yeah, that's the clip you see on the internet right now.
We should have just, recorded the other guy.
What I played on the 3DS, we didn't play the Wii U version.
Yeah, because long lines.
The 3DS version, I have no idea how to play Monster Hunter. I'm going to be level with you when I say that. I'm just thrown to the wolves, literally.
And when it comes to, I played it too. I played the underwater area. My only concern, because of it, is that the D-pad controls, the camera controls, are on the touch screen and on the D-pad, and for me it's kind of weird. Why? And it's probably fixed when you have the Circle Pad Pro attachment.
Fixed, yes.
Well, then
or the Wii U gamepad.
Or the Wii U gamepad, which apparently is customization, but you know.
Yeah, whatever. But the game...
It looks beautiful.
Yeah. It was interesting to see the game actually being shown and
I think
it's
kind of weird that they don't have... The 3DS can't be online itself.
Well, that's something they decided before.
I think it's just something that they should have...
Maybe it's not that good for 3D... For 3D. for online. Anyway, they had a video of Remember Me playing, but no gameplay. No gameplay.
Ono was there.
Yeah, Ono-san was there. We have a clip of him. That was fun. He was wearing Chun-Li. He was wearing a Chun-Li outfit, as expected. Also, DMC. We didn't play it. There was a long line, 20-minute demo with about enough for an hour wait. And as I just mentioned earlier, an hour wait is a long wait.
And so we did record some footage off of that. Yeah, very brief.
And then moving on from there, we did not get anything for Square Enix. Not because we were told not to, but because you got Hitman Absolution, which is like already almost out, and then you have Tomb Raider, which is probably the same demo that we've seen in all the previous areas.
Was it by itself with like an archery chamber?
There was an archery chamber in the hallway leading up to the artist alley, where you can try and practice with bow and arrow. That was a long line. I mean, when you never get to use bow and arrows in a public setting.
No, you don't.
Not without getting arrested.
Oh, but it was right next to a giant sticker star wall for Paper Mario.
Yeah, and Tony is in fact featured.
Oh yeah. One of the videos,
you see him putting on his stickers.
It was upside down face of Toad.
Yep.
And what happened was you basically went to Nintendo's booth. You got 4 sets of stickers, which were cool, by the way. And then when you went to this other booth, you showed them the level 4, and they would give you a panel that you could stick on the wall in a giant mosaic. And they finally finished it, actually.
I was very happy and you can be sticker bombed as well.
And if you could sticker bomb massive stickers, you can put on like giant toads, Goombas with a little crown on their heads, and they think he said, you got sticker bombed. I wanted to get sticker bombed on my second day.
We wouldn't let him.
But he wouldn't let me.
Anyway, is that everything? Oh, Namco Bandai had a lot of games. 2 Kinect games, didn't even really bother. Ni no Kuni looked great.
Yes, it's amazing.
Tank, you have impressions on the site. And Tekken Tag Tournament.
There was a whole crew of people there.
Once again, fighting game community.
And people seem to be having a good time playing as different characters.
Yeah, I heard a lot of laughing going on from over there. Is that everything? There's a Lego stuff.
There was the
Skylanders Giants is going to be made into Mega Bloks.
Mega Bloks and Legos were everywhere there.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed is that Activision seemed like a no-show, even though Skylanders is like their big thing now.
I was very surprised. I was surprised that they didn't actually have a booth.
I think we covered. Oh, Ubisoft. They had Just Dance 4 and Assassin's Creed 3,
which again you're not really.
We're just showing good footage of that. And also, there was 2 subsections, like I told you. There was like the artist alley, and then there's the block, which is like where the sub people.
I don't know. I hate saying sub people, but they're not the people in the big hall. They're like in the second hall. There was some food there. There was like bacon was there.
Yeah, it was all right. It was not bad.
They also had a mustache thing.
They had a mustache emporium. That was in the main hall, I think.
It was in the main hall. I thought it was in the box.
It's hard to tell. Things come a blur after some time.
And you get malnourished. Because the food was expensive. The best thing we got there was a sandwich. It was a peanut butter sandwich. With
oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, the peanut butter sandwich.
For lunch. I know it sounds like, oh, you guys are fat. You want a peanut butter jelly sandwich. But hey, it was $4 when everything else cost $10. That's worth it. It was not just peanut butter either. It had banana, bacon, honey.
You sound like you're having like a panic attack.
Well, you're trying to tell people are thinking that, I gotta go to the convention, I gotta buy a burger. It cost me $15, but I buy a burger and fries. It only cost us $4 to buy a thick-ass sandwich.
Yeah, and it was good. Kudos to the guy who made it.
No one was at his booth. Yeah. He was really just standing there. Like,
maybe he wasn't supposed to be making sandwiches for everyone. He was illegal.
Oh, well, I think he was. Supposed to be.
Okay. Anyway. I think we talked long enough. We kind of diverted into multiple topics at once.
Talk about food.
ADD is starting to seek in.
You can't stop it.
So that's it. New York Comic Con 2012. What'd you think?
It was good. Much better than last year.
Much better than last year.
I hope that next year we get a little more interviews. Actually record all the games that we can instead of kind of not doing games. Also, we should probably play the games before we record them.
We'll put a little asterisk that says maybe at that point. And when we write the notes, to remember ourselves.
So, and what's coming up the next time? We're gonna
do more Legends of Ocarina of Time 2D3 videos are coming up.
We have it recorded. We just need to do some editing. It's going to take a little while because we have a lot going right now. Yep. We have a secret project we're working on. It's going to be announced before the end of the year.
Well, it's going to be announced and released before the end of the year. What are you talking about? This year is very important related to it.
And next week, the Wii U comes out. We should be doing a.
We're gonna do a full unboxing like the last 2. But everyone's done unboxing. We don't have white gloves, so we're gonna try and go more in depth. We're trying to show all the
doohickeys you can do because that stuff has not been talked about.
Yeah.
And then
I think that's about it. More videos coming
up.
up.
Next year we'll PAX East, and then another Comic Con. We would do E3, but we're on the East Coast. We're poor, and we're not considered press.
Nice way to end it, just to say we're poor, we're not press.
We're not. Well, it's true.
Anyway, that's New York Comic Con 2012. Hope you enjoyed the coverage, and see you, well, when you decide to click on a link that says The Right Minion on it. I'm out.